Hey guys, this is Lawrence Hu again. Today we're gonna make some delicious ham hock chashu. You heard me right, I say ham hock. Let's go over some ingredients that you're gonna need. Of course, some pork hock or ham hock, half an onion, 4 or 5 stalks of celery, a couple of stalks of carrots, and some good looking green onions. Of course, you can add in some other stuff you wish, dry herbs, dry spices. And the reason that I use ham hock is it's even cheaper than pork belly and it is delicious. So the way I clean it is use a very sharp knife just to scrape off the remainder hairs off the skin. And of course you can hold this over a fire or use a blowtorch to singe off the remainder hair. So now let's go over some anatomy of the ham hock. As you can see right here, there's just one bone that goes through the ham hock, which to take this out you need a very sharp knife and make a incision on top of the bone. So you can see I have a very sharp knife. Not really, but it's sharp enough, so that's good. And then you're just gonna follow the bone and gradually take the bone out of the meat. So if it's your first time, please be very careful and take your time. The only downside with ham hock is it is a cheap cut of meat, so it has a lot of extra sinews and connective tissues, so you have to take your time. And please don't cut yourself. So you can see right here, I'm just working my way through the bone. You can just flip the meat or the ham hock, whatever you deboning, to your advantage. And again, take your time. And don't pierce the skin, because the whole point of taking the bone out is we can wrap everything up again. And I'm just at the very last steps of taking the bone out. Again, you can see there's quite a bit of connective tissue and tough sinews, so which, again, make sure you use a sharp knife and take your time. And here you go, 2 pieces of very good looking deboned ham hock. Yeah, I know, I'm kidding. Right now it's not very good looking, but we are gonna make them look better. Yes, we will. But before that, we're gonna, season it with some salt, pepper, and some lemon zest. Yes. I also add some Shaoxing wine to this. So if you don't have any Shaoxing wine, you can use any type of dry sherry. So now we're gonna make these 2 ham hock look better. So the way I do it, just basically wrap them up and then try to make them look as they were before I deboned them. So really take your time. Make them look good. We're gonna use some butcher's twine to basically tie the ham hocks together, so when we cook them in the oven, they can retain their shape. So make sure you have enough of butcher's twine to go through twice or 3 times around the ham hock. After that, you're gonna one long butcher's twine on the board and put the ham hock on top of it and tie from the other direction. So again, the purpose of this is just make sure you retain its shape when we cook them, because they cook in the oven for quite a long time. So now we're gonna prepare all the vegetables that we talked about earlier. So basically, just rough chop everything into big chunks again, because everything is gonna cook with the ham hock in the oven for 2 to 3 hours. Now we are searing the ham hock very lightly in oil to lock in all the delicious flavors and juice. And after that, we're going to put in all the vegetables and the bone we took off and saute them lightly. And this will make the most amazing ham hock stock. After we lightly saute all the vegetables and bones, we're gonna add in the ham hock that we seared earlier. And we're going to add enough water to cover everything. So after everything comes to boil, you will have to skim off all the scums off the surface. So make sure you take out as much of these impurity as you can, so that will retain the clean flavor of the ham hock at the end. So before everything goes in the oven, make sure you replenish the water. Now we're going to add a piece of parchment paper on top of everything. So this is just to make sure that everything is submerged in the broth and no parts of the ham hock will become dry. And after that, we're going to cover the pot and then cook this whole thing in a 350-degree oven for 2.5 hours to 3 hours. Now it's time for you to go do something else. After 3 hours, you have this beautiful looking ham hock, which is tender but still retain its shape. And now we're going to wrap everything in cling film. You can see right here, I'm trying to wrap them quite tight in the cling film. And again, is to retain their shape. And now I'm placing them in a metal casserole, and on top we're going to place another smaller casserole weights. In my case, I choose 2 cans of beans, and we're going to put them in the fridge overnight to firm up. The next day, we're going to unwrap everything. So now we're going to cut them into 1.5-inch chashu. So as you can see there, because we sear them and we wrap them in cling films and cook them slowly in the oven, they have retained that beautiful pinkish color. We're going to dredge them very lightly in some plain flours. Now we're going to sear our ham hock in some butter on a non-stick pan. It is very important now to turn your heat to the lowest and cover it with a lid. Now you will hear a lot of popping noise inside your pan. And after the first time the popping noise disappeared, you can flip your ham hock very carefully. And after the second time the popping noise are gone, you know you will have this beautiful ham hock that you've been working so hard for. So now you can eat them with a bowl of ramen noodles, or in my case, I chose to eat them with a bowl of rice and with some pickles. And the pickles there to cut the richness of the ham hock. So here you go. Here's our chashu ham hock. It is delicious. It is very cheap. It takes some work, but I assure you at the end, it's very worth it of your intense labor. So if you like my video, please subscribe and comment in the comment section so I can improve my work in the future. Thank you very much.